Hello and welcome to another episode of Sneaking Into Movies. I'm your host, Chris, with my co-host, as always, Jason. Jason, how are we doing today?
Ringing in September 20 to bang.
Ringing in with a bang. We have taken a hiatus for a variety of professional and personal reasons, but we're back to review 2025's Honey Don't. Jason, as always, we're going to start this review with, would you recommend this movie?
I would highly recommend this movie. Yeah, that's a rare
Jason
one.
highly recommends it. Jason, I'm going to also agree with you. This is a very fun Coen brother, quirky, independent, fun film. Is it as fully baked as the Coen brothers films? It's not, but it's certainly really good. And it's a sort of maybe continuation of what's the movie we liked? Drive Away Dolls, or that I like because of Margaret Qualley. Okay, Jason, let's start with this. We saw this movie in the theaters, which we're supporting independent cinema, so good for us, albeit maybe not independent in this case. Jason, tell me what you liked about this that you so highly recommended.
That Margaret Qualley, who I think I said she was a scene suffocator or something. I was wrong.
Yes,
I was
you're
wrong.
dead wrong.
I admit, I was, well, not about that movie, but I was wrong. I compared her to Vince Vaughn, which is totally
That's
unfair.
right.
Yes, I think she did an excellent job in this movie.
Yes.
There was a tinge of sexism because her character was oversexed and kind of judged, and Captain America was oversexed and no one batted an eye at it. But
Right. Oh my gosh.
yeah, I think her performance in Chris Evans' performance made it well worth watching. The other characters, a little.
What about Aubrey Plaza?
underdeveloped.
Aubrey Plaza, I thought almost
Aubrey
stole the
Plaza,
movie.
yes.
Fantastic. I thought she was great. Like, I love when a comedian sort of can not go against type, but sort of like take a different gear. Anyway, I thought I think the acting alone is why I really like it. I mean, those are all great performers. I continue to wax poetic about Margaret Qualley. I believe I might have referred to her as fearless, a fearless artist for some of the chances she's taking. But Jason, I'd like to talk about one thing in particular. Of course, we're going to see the Coen brother. Of course, we're going to see Chris Evans, Captain America. But let's talk about Tricia Cooke. Tricia Cooke is Ethan Coen's partner. They've been together. They have 2 kids. She is the co-writer on this, and also she helped edit Barton Fink. She was on so she's like been away. She's like worked on all these, editor on Drive Away Dolls. I think she's been in the background. You know what I mean? Like co-writing and producing with him. So I thought that was really cool to be like your partner, your wife is like with you there, making a movie.
I agree. It's better with 2 players.
Yeah. It seems like it must be nice. Forgive this bridge between a Coen Brothers indie film and an Adam Sandler film. But I kind of like in the Adam Sandler films where he'll like have his friends. He's just sort of figured out a sort of financial formula of like, I can take this sort of idea and go in any country and whatever film. And it's just like his buddies and his friends, they get to go make a fun movie together. That's what I sort of feel like a Coen Brothers movie. And then some of this cast is like, and to work with his wife there, just like a sort of family affair.
Fun fact, that movie Grown Ups, Kevin James's part was supposed to be played by Chris Farley. But when Chris Farley passed away, he just kind of put it on the shelf for a decade.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, Chris Farley would have been much better than that. Okay, let's circle back. All right, let's circle back to Honey Don't. Another thing I kind of like, a buddy at work, Eddie, told me this, and he's like, I think maybe some of like being the protagonist is like a gay protagonist, maybe like limited box office appeal or sort of created a maybe like barrier of success there. Maybe having seen this and Drive Away Dolls, and I was like, she's leaning right into the like lesbian protagonist.
Question:
and did a great job.
Is she a lesbian?
No, she's married to, I want to say, a guy in a famous band. Hold on. It's somebody husband. Let's see who this gentleman is. His name is this guy, Jack Antonoff.
Sounds familiar. Is he a musician or he's in a band?
He was in, God, I thought I knew him in something else. It says singer-songwriter, the band Bleachers, and the pop rock band Fun, and indie band Steel Train.
Fun.
Do you know Fun?
We Are Young people, right?
We Are Young.
That's them, right?
Is it?
I think so.
Band Fun.
This is not a musical review.
I don't care, Jason.
I'm not Torre. Despite the hair, I'm not Torre, so I'm not a music expert. So are you trying to tell me that she's stealing parts from actual lesbians?
First, it was the British accents that came in, and then Heath Ledger and what's his face came in, and then that's it.
The door's
Who am I
open.
thinking of? And the door's open. What's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal. Okay, Jason. Let's come back to Honey Don't. We did see it like a week after it opened, so sort of missed the sort of like initial crowd. It was not very crowded for us. At one point, I thought we would all just be the only people in the theater. So not massive people. No, we're also in the southeast, and maybe the culture for indie lesbian led films is not as dense as other markets, but I just thought it was fun. I mean, at the end of the day, what I like about these kind of films is like they're taking chances. Like even the trailers in front of the film, like the new, I love how they put like Jordan Peele like produced, like those. It's like like they're taking chances. Everything that Margaret Qualley seems to be in is she like is gravitating towards that. Maybe not Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, maybe not a big chance taking, but certainly, anyway, it's just a fun film. It's why I like going to the movies, Jason, is these kind of like fun, great acting, fun stories. There were certainly some parts that I think we were all laughing at that maybe we weren't supposed to be laughing.
And there were a lot of just sporadic moments of laughter for me where I was just like, oh my God, that's so funny. I don't know if it's supposed to be funny,
Right.
but that, that kind of like dark gallows humor. And I mean, even the twist at the end. Ooh, there's a twist. I'm not going to ruin it. But even the twist at the end, I was like, it was comical like Fargo.
You know what? That's an interesting point. It's like when when like I don't know what this says about me as a person, but like in Fargo, they're like putting a guy in a wood chipper, and I don't know if it's a coping mechanism, but I kind of like am chuckling. And there's some of the same thing too, where it's like maybe so over the top, and like the murders or some of those things where it's like you almost like a natural reaction to laugh because this is almost like absurd. Anyway, it was fun. It had those some Fargo-esque moments in it for sure. I thought that was just the sort of like personality of the film. Like a filmmaker's not like afraid. All
I
right, tell
enjoyed
me
it.
some. Yeah, tell me something you maybe didn't like.
What I didn't like, sometimes I feel like there's extraneous characters.
Mm,
And the niece was an extraneous character. I know that it kind of pushed the plot along the second half, but it was just kind of like, I don't care. I don't care. And it's like
no.
if you're not gonna take the time to develop the character and you're just gonna use them as a
Yeah.
mechanism to get
Yes.
to the
Ooh.
end, it just seems silly. Like either write a little bit more or just cut them out. It's unnecessary. We could still get there.
Right. What's the term for that? That's a great way of putting it as a mechanism. It's not like an NPC. It's like some sort of mechanism pawn type of character. Oh, fun fact. You know who played the bartender?
No.
Famous brother. Patrick Swayze's older brother.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I saw Swayze in the credits opening. I was like, did Patrick Swayze have a son or daughter? Like, I guess I didn't recognize the brother from other films.
Yes.
And Angela's like, oh,
Character
that's
actor, other Swayze.
yes, yes, yes. The other Swayze. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, well, Jason, I didn't dislike much about it. Maybe I felt it was a little not half baked is in the word, but maybe not as like some of the other Coen brother movies have like a little bit, I don't know, grandiose is the word, but just something a little bit bigger to chew on, either in like plot or story. But I just think I'm glad these types of films get made. We have another P.T. Anderson movie coming right around the corner with Leo DiCaprio. And what's
Oh,
that?
that looks interesting.
It does. What is her name? She's a R&B singer. She's an actress in this movie.
Oh no, not Audrey Day.
No, she was married to Amon Shumpert. Is it
Tiana
Amon Shumpert?
Taylor.
Tiana Taylor. Remember that video she did where she was like working out when it first came out?
Yep, yep, yep.
Lord, it's like I was a fan from day one. Angelina got in trouble for that one, but I'm really looking forward to that. And it's P.T. Anderson, of course. Okay, Jason, we did a good. We got through this a little bit more efficiently this time, which I kind of like. Maybe we can hold people's attention a little bit, for 15 minutes or a couple, coming up to 15 minutes as opposed to 20 minutes. Jason, what else do you want to add about this film?
I support your local small film. If people start going to the theaters to watch these kind of movies, more of them will just end up not straight to streaming. Because once it goes to streaming, if you don't have that service, it's just lost. You're never going to watch it. You're not going to pay for it, and you're never going to see it. So go out to the theater, spend your $20, support.
That's right. It was an
Just like
artist in the
support
film.
women, support artists.
Jason, that's a very good message.
No one can argue with that.
No one can argue with that, Jason. Of course they can. And yeah, you're right. It kind of art. Now we've said great art can find a way, but so much noise is happening that you've got to exactly. If we don't support these films, they'll just fade away, and then we'll get the most like bankable type of film, which is like all we're gonna have are horror films. We can't just only have horror films at the theater, Jason.
Horror films and IP. It's a Mission Impossible 37 with Tom Cruise's daughter Suri.
Jason, maybe that can reunite them. Jason, we're gonna finish this review. Mission Impossible 33, Estranged. How many stars? What would you know? Let's rank this out of 5. Jason, how many stars would you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 3.7.
Jason, that's a good.
You want to
I
go
don't know. I want
higher?
to just give
You
it a
know,
4. A 4 out of 5. I just want to give it a 4 for just it. You get like, you know, anything that Margaret Qualley is in where she executes. It's almost gonna get a 4.
okay, let's recommend a movie before
Okay,
we
let's
go.
recommend it. Okay.
There was a movie that Aubrey Plaza did. Man, I don't remember the name of it. I think it came out a year or two ago. And she was just like a normal person, and then she got caught up in a stealing ring. And
I
it
didn't
just
see
showed
that.
like she's funny, she's talented. And it was another indie movie. It was a small movie, but it was
Emily the
yes, I recommend that. It's worth it. It's worth checking out.
Jason, she's actually been, as I expand my Aubrey Plaza filmography, she's actually been in some really kind of fun, the Little Hours where she was the nun, risk taking. She's been in a fair amount of like fun, risky movies, bounced out with one called Operation Fortune with Jason Statham and
Missed that one.
Dirty Grandpa. I don't know. It looks
Is
like
there
a
anything
Netflix
on the list
movie.
you would recommend other than Parks and Rec?
Jason, I thought The Little Hours was very quirky and fun, and I like that. You know what I've not seen is Megalopolis. I've not sat down and watched Megalopolis. I got to do it. She's in it.
I just heard so much
Darn.
bad about it. And
Oh
normally
my
I don't
gosh.
let the crowd sway me, but that was too much bad for me to spend
It's
3
like
hours.
such a great artist. You don't want to like, it's like I saw this clip of, not that I was a big David Lee Roth fan of any sort, but I saw this clip and it was just so bad. The performance is so bad. It's got to like ruin your idea of like a great artist when you see him at the end in the decline. It's like almost like,
Never meet your heroes.
or just like don't go to the show after their third album. You know what I mean? Jason, right at 15 minutes. Thanks everybody for joining. Appreciate you tuning into Sneaking Into Movies. Okay, we'll be back at some other point with another movie to review. Thanks for liking it. Bye-bye.
You should say like and subscribe.
Okay. Well, you
Can
actually
we do a quick 10 minutes on weapons?
hold on. I gotta
Oops.
stop.
Still